Phil, I want to ask you, the press, American press and the Canadian press and television are saying that the Las Vegas Knights in the history of expansion of the NHL are the best team ever. Do you believe with that? Do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, but they paid $500 million for it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
They haven't done anything yet.
Did they get value for their $500 million?
Well, I mean, yeah, I thought George McPhee did a great job with getting draft picks. They're not going to be, they'll be okay, they'll be competitive, but there is still a 3 to 5 year plan, I think.
But Phil, let me ask you this question. It doesn't matter how fucking great the players are. It's going to see how they gel together. I think that he's bringing as many names as he possibly can to drive the Vegas experience as an excuse to come and see the team. But, you know, people are going to go first and foremost to Vegas, but to see them play the New York Rangers or play the Toronto Maple Leafs or play the Montreal Canadiens. You know what I'm saying to you? But he wants to have enough names on his roster to whether they're going to be a great team or not is, I believe, secondary. I think it's to have the names and for them to be competitive with any of these teams that go out and play against them.
Well, let's put it this way. I think they got good goaltending. I do. I think their defense is going to be pretty good. I was surprised they traded Mathot, but he must have something else in mind, George. Because defense is a very important part of the game with good goaltending. Where I think they're going to lack is in scoring. Now, will he go on the free agent market and try to secure somebody that can put the puck in the net? That is the biggest question. Yeah. I think they'll be fine defensively. I think they'll be challenged to score a lot of goals.
And you're right, Phil, that, you know, they've got to reach the cap. You know, so go out and try to get a big name scorer for a lot of money.
Well, they're going to sign the guy from Montreal.
Radulov. Well, I was thinking of that too, Billy.
Uh-oh.
I thought so too, and they might do that. Yeah. He's a character, though, but he wants like 4 or 5 years, and George is willing to do that.
Yeah. You know what they did well is they drafted extraordinarily well. This kid, Cody Glass,
yes,
is everybody's favorite. The kid Suzuki from Owen Sound is in a similar class. So they've got 2 centermen that can play and may or may not play next year. That might be rushing them, but they can flat out play. And then they've got the Swedish defenseman Brandstrom. Everybody raved about their picks. As a group of 3, they made 3 great picks, which is what they're going to have to show in 3 or 4 years. It's not
exactly, and that's my point. They want to be competitive, though. They've got to be competitive to put people in the building.
Yeah, they don't want to stink the joint out, Phil.
I'm sorry?
They don't want to stink the joint out. They
sure don't. And I can tell you, when we first came to Tampa, I told everybody, we got about a 2 to 3 year honeymoon period, boys.
Yeah.
And this is where we've got to do. I mean, we got to be competitive until we can get some draft picks, until we can get some kids. But, I mean, I like what Vegas has done, but he's got to get down to 23 men soon. And he's got to have that salary, the basement. What is the basement, guys? 50 million?
55.
55.
That's off the top of my head, but I heard it's 20%. Yeah, it's 20%.
Listen, they've got James Neal, if he stays there, will get 25. I think this kid Jonathan Marchessault, who scored 30 last year, will also get 25 or 30. But you look at some of the other guys. Chris Thorburn, he's not going to score any goals for sure. Oscar Lindberg has got to be a lot better than he was with the Rangers, so because he'll play more and but I still think George is not done.
Phil, let me ask you a question. You say he's got to get down to 23. He's got to have at least like 35, 40 bodies in training camp because players are going to get injured. So doesn't he have, at this point right now, does he not have room to have more players on the roster than what's eventually going to be the 23?
Not NHL players, because if they don't make his team, he has to waive them. And when he waives them, they'll pick them up for money.
So they don't get sent down to the minors?
Well, they do. But the process of sending a guy down who qualifies for waivers is you must put him on waivers. And most of those guys who were left unprotected are waiverable.
Yeah, but would it be fair to say, guys, and you guys know better than me, that McPhee knows what he's doing?
Oh, he knows what he's doing, and I think George has done a great job. But the thing you have to look at is this is the first job that George has done. It's the first time that anything like this has ever happened in hockey. You can't compare his job to Phil Esposito. You can't compare it to David Boyle. You can't compare it to a lot of others because the drafting circumstances and the opportunities that were presented to George were unique.
Well, I can tell you this, in Tampa, when we first drafted, if we could have got a goaltender of Mark Fleury, Fleury from Pittsburgh, that would have been a real, a catch for anybody. And I think he's going to be okay. You know, Fleury, all of us know Fleury. When he's hot, he's as good as they come. He's going to have his bad games, but I think they've got some good backups, too.
Right. Well, George McPhee is kind of in a tight spot, and I read today that some of the GMs of the NHL are saying we're going to make him squirm just like he made us squirm before the draft.
Yes, and that's why I brought up the 23 number.
Listen, guys. I really believe that they know what they're doing, and they don't have an infrastructure for a farm team. I believe they know exactly what they're doing, and I'm very proud of the NHL because I love the NHL. I love the game. I'm so in withdrawal right now that there's no fucking hockey on. It's crazy, and I think it's going to be a great excuse for me to go to Vegas.